welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kalasudha Mataji, and Mataji is going to enlighten us on the topic of Sri Jagannath AshTakam, glorifying the Lord who does not blink his eyes. Hare Krishna Mataji, are you present on the call?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to Murashur Maharaj. Thank you so much Mataji for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning. Hare Krishna. I'll hand out the call to you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Very grateful to all of you. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanatha Swami Niti Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namane. Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatadine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangurlangayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Gunatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So today we will start glorifying Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. Lord Jagannath, the most astonishing Lord who does not blink. The Lord who does not blink. So we will start the Sri Jagannath AshTakam. Tadhachit kalindritata vipina sangita tvaralo mudabhirina varivadana kamala swada madhupaha Rama Shambhu Brahma Marapati Ganeshārchita Pado Jagannath Swami Nayanam Pathagami Bhavatu Me. Translation. Who sometimes fervently plays his flute on the banks of the Yamuna river in Sri Vrindavan, who is like a bumblebee that blissfully takes the lotus faces of the Rajagopis, and whose feet are worshipped by great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Ganesha. May that Sri Jagannath Dev be the object of my vision. This Jagannath AshTakam is actually Lord Chaitanya would sing this every day in front of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. So Mahaprabhu would personally sing these 8 verses glorifying Lord Jagannath every single day that he was in Jagannath Puri for the 18 years of Mahaprabhu's life. So this Jagannath AshTakam is very, very special to us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas because Mahaprabhu himself gave these 8 verses to us. He would sing these 8 verses every single day. So these 8 verses glorifying Lord Jagannath and the beauty of Lord Jagannath, the activities of Lord Jagannath, the pastimes of Lord Jagannath, everything is actually encompassed within these 8 verses. That is how expert Mahaprabhu, the way he has sung these 8 verses glorifying Lord Jagannath, it is really very, very powerful, very potent, and very, very sweet. It is extremely sweet. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatame. That may Lord Jagannath be the object of my vision. That I don't want to see anything else other than the beautiful lotus eyes of Lord Jagannath. May the lotus face of Lord Jagannath be the only object of my vision. So, before we dive into the meaning of each of the verses, I thought it would be appropriate for us to understand who Lord Jagannath is and what is so special about Lord Jagannath in this Kali Yuga that we are in. How Lord Jagannath has a very special place for each and every one of us in this Kali Yuga especially. How and what makes Lord Jagannath so unique. So we'll discuss that today, and we will get into a little detail of the first verse also. We'll try to cover all of that today. So all of us know that how Lord Jagannath actually came into being. We all know how Lord Jagannath actually came. This was back in Satya Yuga. That Maharaj Indradumna and all of Vishwavasu and Vidyapati, all of that pastime. We'll not get into that. But just to give a highlight is that Maharaj Indradumna, who was the king of Orissa, of Utkal Desh, and he was a very ardent devotee of the Lord. And he had a dream that he wanted to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he sent his, very dear friend and minister Vidyapati in search of Neelamadhava. Neelamadhava, Maharaj Indradumna heard that there is a special Lord, the Supreme Lord himself, is residing in one of the hills near Utkal Desh, and that he is accepting worship, from a very special person. So Vidyapati was sent by Maharaj Indradumna to find out about Lord Neelamadhava. And then we all know how Vidyapati searched the entire kingdom. He came to the outskirts of the Utkal Pradesh, and then he saw that there was one tribal, village of the Shabaras, of the untouchables. And he started staying at the home of this one Shabara who was the king of the Shabaras, Vishwavasu. And he had a very beautiful daughter named Lalita. And Vidyapati, we all know this pastime, how he found out that Vishwavasu would smell so nice every single day in the morning. He would go in the morning, early mornings every day, and when he would come back, he would smell transcendental. He would smell very heavenly. So Vidyapati had a doubt, and then he followed Vishwavasu one day, but he could not, find out. So to gain the trust of Vishwavasu, he actually married his daughter Lalita, and then Lalita, was persuaded by Vidyapati to tell her father to take Vidyapati with him where he goes to worship. So Vidyapati was blindfolded by Vishwavasu and taken to the spot, but Lalita had given her husband Vidyapati a sack of mustard seeds, which he, started pouring on the way. And then they came to this, little beautiful Niladri hills, and there was the most beautiful, enchanting Lord Nilamadhava. It was Krishna himself, not in the form of the deity, but he was actually present there. And when Vidyapati's blindfold was removed, Vidyapati and Vishwavasu, they witnessed all the devatas coming and worshipping Nilamadhava. And then after the devatas left, then Vishwavasu worshipped Nilamadhava, offered him some nice fruits and, beautiful, camphor and sandalwood. All of this was offered to Nilamadhava. Vidyapati witnessed all of this, and he was completely, he had like darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then over there it is explained that how he saw the Rohini Kunda, a crow fell into it, and then he took the four-handed form of the Lord and he ascended to the Vaikuntha planets. So Vidyapati also said, even I will give up my life here in Rohini Kunda, and I will also, go back home, back to Godhead. And at that point, Nilamadhava spoke and said that your, purpose of coming here was to give my whereabouts to Maharaj Indradumna. So you should go back to the kingdom and tell Maharaj Indradumna about me. So then Vidyapati realized his promise to the king, and he came back to the kingdom and he said, yes, Maharaj, I have seen Nilamadhava, come with me. And then they all came back, but then by that time Nilamadhava was gone. He was nowhere to be seen. And Vishwavasu and everyone was crying that they lost the service of Nilamadhava. Everyone was blaming Vidyapati that because Vidyapati came with the king and everything, this has happened. Then all of them heard the transcendental voice of Nilamadhava saying that I have disappeared and no one else can see me in the form that I was, but I will appear back in a most merciful form. So a few days on the day of the next Purnima, Nilamadhava said that all of you should assemble together on the shores of the ocean, and you will see logs, of wood coming to you. Carry those logs and then carve my deity. I will send a personality who will be able to carve my deities, and I want to be worshipped by my brother and with my brother and my sister. So carve my deities and then you can worship me as non-different from Nilamadhava. So Maharaj Indradumna and everyone, they were very satisfied and they came back. Then the logs of wood came, and then we all know how the pastime went on, that there was a little leper, who came and he said, okay, I will carve the deities, and that was none other than Vishwakarma himself. And he stayed in the palace.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, your voice is very soft. If you can come closer or speak up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, sorry about that. So, the logs of wood was placed in the palace of Gundicha Devi, who is the wife of Maharaj Indradumna. And in her palace, the carving started. And this devotee who was carving the deities, he had a condition that as long as I'm inside, no one should knock on the door, no one should come inside. I don't want to be disturbed. So then they were carving, hearing the carving sound, and there was this person, Vishwakarma, was inside, and he was carving, tuck, 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 tuck sound used to come every day. Maharaj Indradumna was in great anxiety to see the Lord, and then on the 8th day, there was no sound that came out from that room. So everyone got worried, especially Gundicha Devi. She said, oh, what happened? Did that man die? 7 days he has not eaten anything, nor drank anything. Let us open the door. And very reluctantly they all opened the door, and they saw 4 forms of the Lord. And it looked as if the Lord was incomplete. because the Lord did not have hands. The Lord did not have lotus feet. It was looking very incomplete. And then Maharaj Indradumna was very dejected. He said, "Oh no, what a blunder I have made, that the Supreme Lord had told that he will manifest. And this is how, I have violated the words of this person who was carving. And look, I have made the Lord incomplete. The Lord was not completed." Again, Nila Madhava spoke and said that, "No, my dear Indradumna, this is actually my complete form. This is my Daru Brahma form." Daru means wood. So up till then, the Lord always manifested in the form of a stone. Murtis that were carved were always in the form of a stone. But this was the first time that the Lord manifested in the form of wood, Daru Brahma. So then Nila Madhava convinced Maharaj Indradumna by narrating to him, the pastime, that how this Lord Jagannath's form is actually the eternal form of the Lord. And Nila Madhava told this pastime to Maharaj Indradumna, which is very, very sweet pastime. He said that when Krishna and Balaram were present on this planet, and at that time, when Krishna and Balaram went away to Dwarka, and Krishna married the 16,000 queens, and then what happened is, Radharani and the gopis were in Vrindavan. Everyone was sad. Krishna was sad in Dwarka, and Radharani and the gopis were sad in Vrindavan. So there was one, Purnima, very auspicious Purnima festival that was coming up, and during that time it was very auspicious to take bath in the Jamuna. So they had decided that all the Brajabasis and all the Dwarkabasis, they would all gather together in this holy pilgrimage place of Kurukshetra. And in this huge place of Kurukshetra, camps were set up where, Krishna and Balaram had their own tents. The 16,000 queens of Krishna had their own tents. Mother Jashoda and all the elderly gopis of Vrindavan had their own tents. All the men, Nanda Baba and the men of Vrindavan, they had their own tents. Then Vasudev and all the other men from Dwarka, they had their own tents. So like this, different tents and camps were set up. And one day, one of the evenings, in the tent where the 16,000 queens of Krishna were staying, over there, the three elderly ladies, who are Mother Devaki, Mother Rohini, and Mother Jashoda. These three senior ladies, they were sitting, and the 16,000 queens of Krishna were sitting. And the 16,000 queens of Krishna, they started asking the three mothers that, please, our dear mothers, please tell us some pastimes of Krishna in Braj. They started asking Mother Jashoda especially. And when they started asking Mother Jashoda like this, Mother Yashoda said, no, I cannot speak the pastimes of Krishna. And then they said, why can't you speak? And she said, well, if I start speaking the pastime of Krishna, I will start reliving those moments. And I will become happy, of course, that I'm speaking those pastimes, but I will become more sad that now we are physically separated from Krishna. So I will start crying, and I don't mind crying, I do that all the time. But Krishna and Balaram's tent is just next door. If Krishna and Balaram start hearing that we are so sad, that I am so sad in their separation, they will become very sad. So I don't want to make Krishna and Balaram unhappy. They should not know that how much sad we are in their separation. This is the thought of a devotee, of a true, genuine person who loves. They cannot tolerate that their loved one will feel troubled by anything that, we are doing. So that is the outlook of a person who genuinely loves. And Mother Yashoda is, she is not only a genuine, but she is the mother of Krishna, and she cannot tolerate that because of, hearing the sadness the Yashoda is going through, that Krishna and Balaram would become sad. She could not tolerate that. So she said, no, I will not tell those pastimes. Then little Subhadra, who was the sister of Krishna and Balaram, she came and she insisted to Mother Yashoda that, Maya, please, see, Krishna and Balaram are my brothers, and I still don't know their beautiful pastimes. I want to hear each and every miraculous pastimes that my brothers have done. Don't deprive me of those. Please, narrate to me. And the queens of Krishna started saying, Krishna, he is physically present with us, but we can understand that his mind is actually amongst the Brajavasis. He is so much in love with all of you. He actually cries in separation from all of you. So we are witnessing that, our dear mother. So please, narrate pastimes, that what Krishna has done, Ravan, that made you all get so attached to him. We want to hear those nectarian pastimes of Krishna. Please tell us. So being insisted in this way, Mother Yashoda said, okay, I will tell the pastime, but in one condition, that I want that somebody should be on guard at the door, who can see, she can be on the lookout if Krishna and Balaram are coming, and then she should signal me and I will stop. Never in any condition want Krishna and Balaram to hear what misery I am going through in their separation. So then they said, okay, and Subhadra Devi said, actually, I will stand there on the door. I will be at the door. My back will be on the inside. I will be facing outside so I can look if my brothers are coming. And as soon as I see if Krishna and Balaram are coming, I will give you a signal and you can stop. It was a very well agreed. So Subhadra Devi went and stood at the door, at the entrance of that tent, and Mother Yashoda started narrating. Mother Yashoda started narrating all of those, she started from, the day one of how Krishna, when Krishna came in their hands, how Nanda Baba, did the, Nandotsav. Everybody at the appearance of Krishna. Nanda Baba because they were so happy at the appearance of baby Krishna. And Krishna was so beautiful. He was like this bluish black, little tiny ball of cotton. Krishna's lotus feet was red in color, and he was wearing jewel gold ankle belts, which used to just go chun 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 whenever Krishna would kick around his baby lotus feet. He was wearing a very beautiful waist belt, and Krishna was always wrapped in a very soft silken cloth by Mother Yashoda and kept lovingly in her embrace. The beautiful face of Krishna was beyond any description. How beautiful his eyes were. It was just like, a conch shell, his eyes on either side. So beautiful with a reddish tinge. Krishna's eyes were like those of the bumblebees. beauty was like indescribable, so beautiful, was Krishna. Yashoda was reliving those moments of when she used to carry baby Krishna in her transcendental embrace. And then the 6th day of Krishna's appearance, how the entire Vrindavan was put in a panic by the appearance of Putana. And then Mother Yashoda described that how Putana came as this very enchanting woman, and then she was so beautiful, she came to give Krishna her milk, and everyone got enchanted by her beauty. They allowed Putana to take away Krishna and give him her milk. And that time Putana then came out with her original demoniac form and carried Krishna away. And everyone was so disheartened. And then after a few miles away, saw that this great, mountain-like form of Putana was lying down lifeless. And Krishna was very merrily playing on her chest. And then Mother Yashoda just, Nanda Baba climbed up on the body of Putana, which is like a mountain, and then brought baby Krishna down. The way Mother Yashoda was describing the the queens of Krishna, they were having, the hair standing on end. Wow, on the 6th day, Krishna did this. Oh, and then after narrating the pastime, then, Mother Yashoda said, when Kanha came back to my arms, I had a breath of, sigh of relief that my baby is unharmed. Oh, I miss those days. And she would break down. She would start crying and crying and crying. And then Rohini Mata and Devaki Mata, they would console Mother Yashoda. And then Mother Yashoda would go on narrating the next pastime, the next pastime. Then she narrated the pastime of Krishna subduing Kaliya the serpent, Krishna lifting Govardhan hill and giving protection to the Brajbasis. Like this, one after the other, Mother Yashoda was going on narrating the pastimes, and everybody's eyes were just blowing up. They were going bigger and bigger and bigger. They were saying, oh, our husband is so magnanimous. This is all what he has done. And they were, astonished. Subhadra Devi, she was not able to digest that my brothers, they are so amazing. They are so astonishing. And each pastime she would hear, she would go shriveling up. Like how when we see any kind of exciting movie or a thriller or anything like that, how, we get all bundled up. We don't seem to, we all, put our hands on top of our knees in a sitting position, and then you can't even make out where our legs are, right? So like that had become the condition of Lady Subhadra. But the Devi, she was like, getting so shriveled up, and her eyes were getting big. Her mouth was just opening up, and she was, oh, my brothers, they're so glorious. And in this astonishment, of Krishna is that when he hears about himself, he also gets mesmerized. That is the power of Krishna Katha. That Krishna himself gets enchanted. That, oh wow, I did all of this? Really? So it's a very sweet thing that Krishna himself gets enchanted by his own Katha. Krishna gets enchanted by his own beauty also. So like this, Krishna got, really mesmerized hearing, his own pastimes. And then what happened is, Subhadra Devi, who did not even realize that, Krishna Balaram had come and stood next to her, she did not even realize that. And when Mother Yashoda, after the narration of every pastime, she would narrate how sad and how miserable the Brajvasis are without the physical presence of Krishna in their life. Krishna and Balaram would become very sad also listening to that. That how can anyone love us so much? How could anyone, they were also not able to figure out that how were the Brajavasis so much in love with Krishna and Balaram. So they were actually astonished, by witnessing the love of the Brajvasis. They were astonished by that. And because of that, their eyes became big, their, hands and, legs started shrinking up, and, their fingers started going inside their hands like this. So Subhadra Devi actually had got a more effect of the pastimes because she's been hearing it from the very beginning. And Jagannath and Baladev, only their fingers went inside and their legs went inside. But Subhadra Devi, her hands had already gone inside too. So right at that moment, Narad Muni, the transcendental spaceman, was passing by. He was flying by, chanting Radhika Raman, and he saw this beautiful vision. He saw that these three personalities were standing like this, and Subhadra Devi is in the center, Jagannath is there on the right hand of Subhadra Devi, Jagannath is on the left hand of Subhadra Devi, and Baladev is on the right side of Subhadra Devi, and he just came down and he offered his prostrated obeisances, and he said, "My dear Lord, what kind of a merciful form is this?" And then Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra immediately came back to their original forms, and they said, "Well, this is one of our eternal forms. This is how we reside in our eternal Dham, which is called as Nilachal Dham." So in Nilachal Dham, we reside on the shores of the ocean. We reside in this merciful form as Daruk Brahma. In this form, we are so merciful. We are so merciful that, we actually give mercy without any discrimination. We give mercy to everyone. And this form of ours is called as Jagannath, which means the Lord of the universe. And Narad Muni was glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he said that, "How will I be able to see this vision of yours again? I want to see and have darshan again." And Krishna said, "Well, you will have the full darshan again in Kali Yuga, when we remanifest ourselves." So in this way, Maharaj Indradumna was told this pastime. So Maharaj Indradumna said, "Okay, I will construct a very beautiful temple for you on the shores of the ocean, and Lord Brahma will himself come to inaugurate." So like this, the entire pastime goes that, Indradumna went to the heavenly planets to bring down Brahma, but the time difference, everyone was gone by then, on the earth planet. And then again, of course, by Kali Yuga, the beginning of Kali Yuga, Lord Jagannath's worship was established by the descendant of Maharaj Indradumna. And Maharaj Indradumna himself actually made promises to Lord Jagannath. He said that, because Lord Jagannath was so happy with Maharaj Indradumna, he said, "You can ask for 3 benedictions from me." And Maharaj Indradumna said, "Okay, I will ask 3 benedictions. The first thing that I want from you is that make me childless, that I don't want to have any descendants And Jagannath said, why? Why do you not want to have descendants? He said that if I have descendants, then, they will all claim to have proprietorship on you. But you are Lord Jagannath. You are the Lord of the universe. So therefore, I do not want to have, anyone to claim proprietorship on you. So even though the king of Orissa, till today, they are the descendants, they're said to be the descendants of Maharaj Indradumna, but they don't claim proprietorship on Lord Jagannath. They are like everybody else. They are the servitors of Lord Jagannath. So it's very, very sweet how, Maharaj Indradumna asked this as the first benediction. And he said, the second benediction that I ask is that your hands should never dry, that you will keep eating every moment of the day. As soon as you wash your hands, you will get the second offering. As soon as you wash your hands after eating the second offering, third offering will come. So your hands will never dry. So then Jagannath was very happy. He said, yes, that is why I have come to you, that because I want to eat very nicely. So thank you, that yes, you're saying that my hands will never dry. And then the third benediction was that Lord Jagannath will sleep. He said, my dear Lord, I want you to not sleep at all during the day. You cannot take rest during the day. Your temple will remain open throughout the day. You will get only 6 hours of sleep in the night. And there will be no time for your, fixed timing will not be there. Whenever your offerings are done, whenever you are ready to go to sleep, you will sleep, and from the time that you sleep, you will wake up after 6 hours. So and that is the only time that you will get to sleep. And then the rest of the day, you will only pass by, eating, getting dressed up, eating again, getting dressed up, eating again, and getting dressed up, and giving your darshan to everybody. Jagannath said, okay, deal. So this was the 3 benedictions that Lord Jagannath gave to Maharaj Indradumna. And Maharaj Indradumna was so fond, especially Gundicha Devi, was so fond of Lord Jagannath, Baladeva and Subhadra because they were carved in her own palace. So they considered Gundicha Devi to be like their own mother's sister, Jagannath said that I give you the position of being my Mosi. Mosi means the mother's sister, So Jagannath said, well, my mother is Mother Jashoda, but you can be my mother's sister. So Gundicha Devi, in your house, your palace, we will come, because Gundicha was very, very sad when Jagannath was taken from her palace and taken to the main Sri Mandir. She was very sad. So then Jagannath said, I assure you, Mosi, that I will come back. We all will come back once a year. We will come back to your palace and stay with you for 7 days and take worship from you. So Jagannath, till today, he fulfills that promise that he gave to Gundicha Devi. And during the Rath Yatra, for the 7 days, he, along with Balaram and Subhadra Devi, they stay in the palace of Gundicha Devi. And they take exceptional worship in her palace till today. So that is the pastime of Lord Jagannath, and how merciful Lord Jagannath is. It is explained that Lord Jagannath is truly indeed the Lord of the entire universe. Because Lord Jagannath has no discrimination. Of course, the Pandas, we know that how they do not allow anybody of the, non-Hindu origin to enter the temple. That is a different thing going on. That is separate. Srila Prabhupada said that we should not, raise any question to that, because that is between Lord Jagannath and the Pandas. So, but one day they will definitely, allow everyone. We know that for sure. But again, this is the only temple in the entire planet that the main deity of the temple comes out once a year for procession. Generally, in many temples in South India or in many temples around India, there is, procession going on of the deities, Utsav, the deities come out, in procession, like Yatra. But the Utsav deities, the small deities come out. The main Archa Vigraha of the temple never ever comes out. But Jagannath is the only one who actually comes out himself. He comes out and he keeps his promise that anybody can come and see me. He keeps his promise in that way. That anybody can go up to the chariot on that day when the Lord comes out in Rath Yatra. That day there is no discrimination. The Pandavas also, they do not have any discrimination. Even anybody can come up to the chariot and embrace Lord Jagannath. That is allowed on the day of Rath Yatra. So that is how merciful Lord Jagannath is. And how merciful Lord Jagannath is, I will tell one more very sweet pastime. That one time, Narad Muni, we can see that Narad Muni is not only our, one of our great acharyas in our sampradaya, but Narad Muni has been the reason for many, many wonderful activities that we do today, that we are following because of the mercy of Narad Muni. Our main deity worship that we do, Srila Prabhupada followed the Narada Bhakti Sutras. So how Narad Muni is actually part and, of our daily sadhana. Narad Muni is an essential part of our daily sadhana. And what we are doing today is all because of the standards that Narad Muni has established. So even this very, very important thing that we do as a normal routine every day, this also is by the mercy of Narad Muni, which this pastime I'm going to just explain. One day, Narad Muni had the desire that he wanted to go and serve Mother Lakshmi in Vaikuntha. But he had a desire in his heart. So with that desire in his heart, which he didn't tell anybody, he went and started serving Mother Lakshmi. And for, thousands of millennials, Narad Muni was, very ardently, very faithfully serving the lotus feet of Lakshmi Devi. And Lakshmi Devi was so pleased with Narad Muni and his selfless service. She said, "My dear son Narada, you are serving me so beautifully. Please tell me, how can I reciprocate with you? What can I do for you?" So then Narad Muni said, "My dear mother, I have only one desire. With this desire, I actually started serving you because nobody other than you can fulfill this desire of mine." So then Mother Lakshmi said, "Yes, my dear Narada, you tell me what is your desire, I will fulfill it." So then Narad Muni said, "My dear mother, I have been having this desire that I want one morsel of grain from the plate of Lord Narayan. After Lord Narayan eats, you please give me one morsel of grain from the leftovers of Lord Narayan's plate." And then Lakshmi Devi, she just said, Vishnu, no, Narad, I cannot give that to you." And then Narad Muni said, "Why, my dear mother? You are the only one who is serving Lord Narayan. You have been serving Lord Narayan his meals every single day. So why can't you give me one morsel from his leftover plate? Can't you give me that much?" So then Lakshmi Devi said, "My dear son, Narayan has been, very, very strict about this. He has given me special instructions that I cannot give his Mahaprasad to anybody. Because if anybody gets his Mahaprasad, even I am not allowed to take. Because if anybody gets his Mahaprasad, they become imbued with pure love for him. So that I cannot risk. Sorry, Narada, I cannot give that to you. And then you ask me anything else, I'll give that. So then Narada Muni said, no, my dear mother, if you want, you give me only that. That is the only thing I want nothing else. And then Narada Muni continued serving Mother Lakshmi, and she started feeling so bad that, oh, Narada, my dear son, asked me for this one thing, and I could not fulfill his desire. So the next day when she was serving Lord Narayan, Narayan noticed that Lakshmi Devi's lotus-like face was very sad. And he asked, why are you so sad, my dear wife? Why are you so sad? And then Lakshmi Devi explained everything, that this is the reason. And then Narayan smiled and he said, oh, Narada, he is very intelligent. Okay, so you can fulfill his desire, just give him my Mahaprasad, it's okay. So Lord Narayan gave the permission to Lakshmi Devi, and that day Lakshmi Devi, with great happiness, she came to Narada and said, my dear son Narada, come here, see what I have for you, your desire is fulfilled. Come and take Mahaprasad from your dear Lord Narayan. And Mother Lakshmi herself, she took one full, grain of rice. She took a big morsel of rice. I'm so sorry, there's a train passing by. She took a big, morsel of rice in her hand, and she just passed it on to Narada in his hand. And Narad Muni was holding with both his hands the Mahaprasad from the direct plate of Lord Narayan, which nobody in the entire planetary system, nobody had ever got the opportunity. Narad got that opportunity because of the mercy of Lakshmi Devi. And he just offered his prostrated obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And he said, my dear mother, I'm ever indebted to you. Thank you. And then Lakshmi Devi blessed him. And then Narad started eating, and as he started eating, each and every morsel of rice started going inside the body of Narad Muni. He started developing more and more ecstasy in pure love of God, and he started chanting Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman, and he was going so ecstatic. And then he, dancing, he came down from Vaikuntha and he came near Kailash. And we came near Kailash, Lord Shiva. He said, hey Narad, what is happening to you today? You seem to be very ecstatic, more ecstasy than ever before. What is the secret? Come here. So Lord Shiva summoned Narad Muni, and Narad Muni was dancing in jubilation, and he came in front of Lord Shiva and he said, oh my dear friend Lord Shiva, you can't imagine what great treasure I got today. The greatest treasure is this, what I have got. And Narad Muni explained everything to Lord Shiva, and he said, oh see, I got this Mahaprasad from Lord Narayan directly from his plate. And Lord Shiva, he just, curled his eyebrows and he said, Narad, I thought you were my friend, but you have cheated me today. You got such a rare thing of getting the Mahaprasad from the plate of Lord Vishnu, and you did not even think of me. So selfishly, you ate everything. You didn't give me even one bit of rice, one half a bit of rice. From that Mahaprasad, you didn't think of me, Narada. And Narad Muni was like, oh, Mahadev, I'm so sorry. And Narad Muni was just, touching his forehead with his right hand, and he was saying, I'm feeling so bad, Mahadev, I'm so sorry. And he saw that in his nail of his right hand, there was one small grain of rice which was stuck. And he said, Mahadev, look, I have one half a morsel of grain of rice. Please take this. And then Lord Shiva, he, with full sincerity, he accepted that half a grain of rice and he put it in his mouth, and his third eye opened, and Lord Shiva started dancing in ecstasy. When he started dancing, the entire, creation was, or like Lord Shiva dances, then annihilation comes, pralaya comes. So, the whole, planets were shivering and shaking. So Goddess Durga, Parvati Devi, the wife of Lord Shiva, she came out from the inner quarters of Kailash, and she saw that her husband and Narada were dancing crazily. And then she came and stopped her husband and said, "My dear Lord, why are you dancing like this? It is not yet the time of Pralaya. Why are you dancing now?" So then Lord Shiva said, "Oh, my dear wife, I cannot explain to you how happy I am. See, I got this, rare benediction of eating the Mahaprasad from the plate of, Lord Vishnu." And, he explained the whole thing, whole pastime. And then Parvati Devi looked angrily at her husband and said, "My dear Lord, I am your Ardhangini. I am, your better half. How could you deprive me? Whatever half of the grain of rice you got, you should have given me half of that. I am your wife. I am your better half. You should have given me half of that." And then Lord Shiva said, "You don't deserve that, my dear wife Parvati. You don't deserve that. You are Durga. You are Mahamaya. You are the jailer for the material world. You keep everyone in the material world and make them forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead by giving them the three kinds of miseries, Adhyatma, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Devika with your Trishul. That's what you do. You make everybody forget Krishna. You're Mahamaya. You don't deserve this Mahaprasad." Lord Shiva just ridiculed, amongst husband and wife. We can understand and relate to this, that there is some kind of, ridiculing like this goes on sometimes. When you're in the mood, you sometimes ridicule the other, not knowing that the other person can get really hurt. So Mother Parvati, she took this upon herself. And she said, "My dear Lord Mahadev, you are famous everywhere as Param Vaishnava. You are indeed Param Vaishnava. You're the greatest Vaishnava. You're always meditating on Lord Ram. But I am also Param Vaishnavi. I am the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. So you have insulted me by calling me whatever you have said. And in retaliation to that, I, the greatest Vaishnavi, the Param Vaishnavi, I take a vow that not only will I make sure that the Supreme Lord's Mahaprasad I will definitely make the Supreme Lord's Mahaprasad come to me, but I will also make sure that everyone who is under me, who I am afflicting with the Trishul, with the three bhautik miseries, I will make sure that each and every one of those souls will also get the same Mahaprasad that I will get. And as soon as these words came out of Katyayani Devi, of Durga Devi, of Mahamaya, of Parvati Devi, immediately at that moment, Lord Vishnu made his appearance in Kailash. Lord Vishnu appeared and he said, "Hey Kalyani, what did you do? What kind of a promise did you make? How is this going to be possible?" And then Kalyani said, "My dear Lord, I don't know. I have made this promise. Now to fulfill it is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. So you have to now make sure that not only I get your Mahaprasad, but I will also give your Mahaprasad to everybody who is under me." So Lord Vishnu then smiled and he said that, "Okay, because of your promise today, when I come down in the manifested form of Lord Jagannath, at that time my prasad will be first offered to you O Kalyani, you in the form of Bimala Devi will be first offered my Mahaprasad. My prasad will be offered to you first. And after you honor my prasad, it will become Mahaprasad, and that will be given and distributed to everyone under you. So everyone in the creation will be blessed by Mahaprasad. So when a devotee honors the prasad, it becomes Mahaprasad. So like this, Lord Vishnu promised Katyayani Devi, Parvati Devi, that yes, Mahaprasad will be distributed. And it is because of the mercy of this Param Vaishnavi, the mother, that we are easily accessing the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath. It is because of her that although she is the one who is Mahamaya, but she is Param Vaishnavi too, that she actually keeps testing us, but the time that she sees that if her tests are no longer working on us, she is actually the most happy to release us, from her dominion and to be placed at the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. She becomes most happy, Mother Durga. So it is because of the mercy of of Mother Durga that we are able to relish the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath. This rare commodity is freely accessible because of Mother Durga. So we are ever indebted to Mother Durga and of course to Lord Jagannath himself. And when we see the form of Lord Jagannath, it is his eyes that are most captivating. It is the lips of Lord Jagannath that are most captivating, which is like a boat. So Mahaprabhu explains that the boat, like lips of Lord Jagannath, they are like the boat that can carry us across the material world. And the eyes that never blink. Lord Jagannath actually does not have any eyelashes, So he does not blink. Lord Jagannath just does not blink. So, he is, more than us seeing Lord Jagannath is seeing his devotees with unblinking eyes. That Lord Jagannath is called the Ashtarya Lord, that who is so astonished that how can his devotees love him so much. Lord Jagannath is astonished by the love of his devotees. That's why he keeps looking at his loving devotees with unblinking eyes. It is explained that when Lord Chaitanya was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. It is Krishna himself who is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And the complexion and the bodily features of Lord Chaitanya are exactly like that of Srimati Radharani. So it's Radharani who is, Krishna himself, and Lord Jagannath is Shama Sundara. He is Krishna, and he is looking at the most merciful form of Srimati Radharani and just melting, in seeing that love and that emotion from Lord Chaitanya. Lord Jagannath is melting. And, with unblinking eyes, he is looking at the form of Lord Chaitanya dancing in front of Lord Jagannath. So more will follow in the weeks to come. But just quickly, I wanted to explain the first verse that we just read, that who sometimes fervently plays his flute on the banks of the Jamuna river in Sri Vrindavan, who is like a bumblebee that blissfully tastes the lotus faces of the Vrajagopis, and whose feet are worshipped by great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Ganesha. May that Supreme Lord Jagannath be the object of my vision. Now, many people say that this Jagannath AshTakam, the author is Adi Shankaracharya. But again, it is, recited every day by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore, we in ISKCON we actually just say that this Jagannath AshTakam is sung again and again by Lord Chaitanya himself. So that is one thing that I wanted to mention. And here one very beautiful point in the first verse is mentioned, that how Krishna is, he is considered to be that bumblebee. He is like that bumblebee that blissfully tastes the lotus faces of the Vraja gopis. That Krishna is always compared to the bumblebee. How he goes from, the lotus faces of every individual gopi and sucks their nectar and, gives pleasure to the flower feels very pleasured when the bumblebee comes and rests on the flower. The flower feels great pleasure. So similarly, the gopis who are like, fresh blossoming flowers, they feel great pleasure when they are touched by Shama Sundara, the bumblebee. So that is one, point, important point that is mentioned in the first verse of Sri Jagannath AshTakam. So we'll end here. If there's any questions, comments, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Damodar Anand Das from Bloomington, Illinois. Dandavat to you, Mataji, for such wonderful lecture once again. I just want to take your yes, Mataji, I just want to take permission. I have no comments or realization on the spiritual part of your lecture, which is way above my level. I just want to mention two things from the talk that, even I was not aware the reason non-Hindus are not allowed in the Jagannath temple. We don't have a clear conception why the priests don't allow that. And if you know the background of it, then we understand in a better consciousness. It is unlike any other places in other religious systems that non-conforming people are not allowed. The history in Jagannath temple is before everybody was allowed in Jagannath temple. But when the invaders came, they desecrated a lot of temples, including Jagannath Puri temple, and they desecrated the deity of Jagannath. From that time onwards, the priests decided to not let non-devotees, actually it's non-devotees, not non-Hindus, not to enter the temple. Now, how you recognize who's a devotee, who's not a devotee? Because you can dress up, you put a tilak, and become a devotee. So they started recognizing by the appearance of the bodily appearance of the person. Secondly, also during those times, people will go into the temples, and the temples were full of riches. I don't remember, there was a deity of Vishnu who had big diamonds as eyes on the deity. And one of the invaders, he gouged out the eyes of the deity and he took it with them. So the priests and all were so protective of the temples and the deities that they would do anything to protect. So that's the main reason why the non-devotees are not allowed in Jagannath temple. That's one thing I wanted to share. So it's a little different than other systems. The second is the mentioning of the word Achyuta for the tribal people. In this Sanatana Dharma, everybody is allowed to do what they want to do, and the tribals still now are not disturbed by the Vedic Dharma, and they are allowed to have their own way of doing things, living and worshipping. And it is surprising that Neel Madhav was personally present in that set of people. It goes to show how merciful the Lord is. And the word Achyuta is not mentioned in the Vedic literature as far as I know. It is a modern conception and it divides our society, and we should stay away from it. That's just my two thoughts I want to share. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, thank you so much for the class. And it's so beautiful that, today onwards we will love our deities even more and how blissful it is. And we are very fortunate. We are also learning Jagannath AshTakam with my son. And I will make him listen to this class. And, and it's so much of love for Jagannath. So I just really wanted to thank you, and it will help us serve our deities even more. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Abhinanda. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. A very nice class, Mataji. I have one question. Like we heard so many times that in Golok Vrindavan there are two sections. One section is Golok Vrindavan and means Gokul, Mathura, Dwarka, and on other section there is a Shvetadvip. So where is the position of Nilachal Dham? Can you please explain?
Yes, very nice. Thank you for that very wonderful question. Nilachal Dham is explained to be as one of the high-ranking Vaikuntha planets. There are very, very, because in Vaikuntha the Lord is served as, with Aishwarya, with a lot of awe and reverence. So Nilachal Dham is actually considered to be one of the highest Vaikuntha planets. So that is what it is. There are various, there are many, many Vaikuntha planets. Ayodhya is one of the Vaikuntha planets. Well, Lord Ramachandra is there. So there are many, many Vaikuntha planets. So Nilachal Dham is one of the Vaikuntha planets.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So Jagannath ji, we considered him in as a Gopijana Vallabh, right? In that mood we worship him. So
yes.
If somebody is worshipping Jagannath ji, so where will be his destination?
Nilachal Dham. And actually, because Nilachal Dham is always, visited. You see what is talked about in Shvetadvip Dham. Shvetadvip Dham is Mahaprabhu's Dham, right? It's Lord Chaitanya's Dham. And Lord Chaitanya, he actually takes his Sankirtan party and he visits some corners of the spiritual world. So Lord Chaitanya by default every day visits Nilachal Dham. So Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party, they choose which other dhams to go, but Nilachal Dham is their first destination whenever Lord Chaitanya, every day when he takes his Sankirtan party out. And then after visiting Lord Jagannath, then they decide, okay, which other, planet will they visit, or which other part of Goloka Vrindavan will they visit. So if we are with Lord Chaitanya, we can visit every dham, wherever Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan party goes. That is what is the secret that is revealed in Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Lochan Das Thakur.
So Mataji, Jagannath ji is also the Lord of Kali Yuga, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu is also Lord of Kali Yuga. So who is more merciful?
You tell me. You tell me who, according to your calculation, is more merciful. You tell me. Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. If it was not for Mahaprabhu, Jodi Gaurango na hoito, to ki hoito, Kamone Haritam.
Haribol?
So if Mahaprabhu was not here, we would not know the mercy and the pastimes of Lord Jagannath, nor would we know the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So if it was not for Mahaprabhu, we would be nowhere. So it is. So now you can tell me who is more merciful.
Gauranga.
Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai.
So thank you so much, Mataji. Very, very nice, instructive class. Very good. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Sorry, sorry, 1 minute, Manjari. Just a minute. I just made a mistake in my comment. It is actually Chaitanya Mangala by Lochan Das Thakur. This secret is revealed. Chaitanya Bhagavat is written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, but Chaitanya Mangal is where Lochan Das Thakur is talking about Shvetadvip and the activities of Lord Chaitanya in Shvetadvip. So, sorry about that mess up. But yes, Shweta Manjari Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you very much for your wonderful class and sweet pastime of Lord. I just want to share my small realizations. Can I, Mataji?
Yes, please.
3 years back, during Rath Yatra, my daughter suggested me to do Rath Yatra she gave me idea to do Rath Yatra in our house. So somehow I like her idea. That time she was 8 years old. So on very next day I called one of my devotee friends and we made a small chariot, thermocol chariot only. Within 1 day we made one small chariot and made some 10 to 12 bogas. And I called 10 to 12 devotees, those who are new. They are not devotees, means like they don't know about Rath Yatra or Lord Jagannath. So I called such kind of 8 to 10 people, and somewhere on my terrace, we all did kirtan, we all did dance, we shared the pastime of Lord Jagannath, and we did a small Rath Yatra. And that same very day, one neighbor auntie came, she saw all these things. So she said, I have a small wooden dolls from Jagannath Puri. So why don't you take? You are worshipping. I put just photo. That time I was not having any deities of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, Baldev. I just put their photo and Prabhupada's photo. That's it, with them I did. That too on wheelchair. I don't have any wheel ratha. So that same day she saw that and she liked. So same day she gave me that wooden dolls of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, Baldev from Puri. So that same very day, on the first time I did Rath Yatra, Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, Baldev, so merciful, they came in my house, Mataji, due to my Aditi's mercy. They came in my house. That time I don't have any altar to put. My house is very small. I don't have any altar to put them. Still they came. Somehow within 1 week we did the installation ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, Baldev. And from that time, now past 3 years where I'm doing Rath Yatra every year on my terrace, and even in my school also last year I did. Those who are new members, every time I'm calling new members, those who don't know about Rath Yatra. So how Lord is like very mercifully, even though we are not qualified to serve Him, still He is allowing us, He is taking seva from us, He is giving us, like through Guru Maharaj He is accepting our all seva. So He is very merciful. That's only I want to share, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for sharing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Lord Pranam, August Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji, and very nice pastime. Very nice to hear about Lord Jagannath. Yesterday only we had a big celebration of Jagannath's welcoming for 1 year. Last year we got the deities for Rath Yatra in Charlotte. So we celebrated for them and Chappan Bhogan. So many new people came and house was flooding with devotees and prasadam. It was amazing experience yesterday. And today Jagannath Katha, so it's continuation of the program. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for this narrating this Jagannath pastime that I've wanted to hear in such detail for a very long time. I have a question about the fact that Nilachala is one of the highest, I guess you would say, planetary systems, not planetary systems, maybe so, yeah, maybe planetary systems of Vaikuntha. I was curious about that because although he is worshipped with such awe and reverence, at the same time, because of that, what I believe to be that Madhurya Bhav between Lord Chaitanya and Lord Jagannath, it just seems a bit contradictory that Lord Chaitanya would have that kind of bhav with a form of Krishna that resides in a Vaikuntha planet,
That's true, because Lord Jagannath, I'm very happy that you bring this point out, because it is said that, all three dhams, like Vrindavan Dham is Madhurya Dham, Mayapur is Audarya Dham, and Jagannath Puri is Aishwarya Dham. But it is said that because of the presence of Lord Chaitanya in Nilachal Dham, all the three dhams actually culminate in Nilachal Dham. All the three dhams culminate there. And it is because of Lord Chaitanya. That Lord Chaitanya is, because he is the combination of Radha and Krishna, that is why we have Madhurya, Aishwarya and Audarya residing in the same dham, which is unique of only Nilachal. There is no other dham that has all three present in one kshetra. So Nilachal Dham in that sense is very, very unique. Very unique. You see, there's some things that are unique about, each of the dhams, but Nilachal Dham is one dham because it is just unique in this way because of the presence of Lord Chaitanya, And similarly, because of the presence of Lord Chaitanya, even in Vrindavan Dham, he has brought, Vrindavan, otherwise Vrindavan Dham for us, like common people, at least for myself, if we just go there without, if Mahaprabhu was not in the equation, we would commit so much sinful, reactions. We would get so much aparadh, because of the kind of consciousness that we carry, But because it is Lord Chaitanya and he is bringing the Audarya aspect with him, even in Vrindavan Dham, that is why we are saved of all the offenses. It is because of Lord Chaitanya. And even while we are staying in Mayapur Navadvip Dham, we can experience, Madhurya Ras because of Lord Chaitanya. It is because of Lord Chaitanya. So, you see, in all of these three dhams, it is that one common factor is Lord Chaitanya. So it is because of Lord Chaitanya that, all of this, things are manifesting, these combinations, which is otherwise not there, is manifesting because of the presence of Lord Chaitanya. So does that answer your question?
I think your answer just generated more questions. One thing is, I think it's not that clear to me how Lord Chaitanya is directly responsible for the the prominent presence of the three, how should we say, bhavas in those three dhams. You know, like for Jagannath Puri, you said it's Aishwarya bhav, you know, which I've also heard is also Vipralamba bhav for Jagannath Puri.
Yes.
And then how, well, for Vrindavan is Madhurya. I mean, I can understand because, you know, Lord Chaitanya is both Radharani and Krishna. So somehow or other, because of that, in Vrindavan, he brings out the Madhurya. And in Mayapur is Audarya, compassion. Maybe it's too big of a question for the end of a class, but I would have just liked to, you know, if either today or some other day, if you could have spelled out, you know, like very explicitly, how it is that Lord Chaitanya is directly responsible for the presence of these various bhavs in these various dhams, you know.
Definitely, we can definitely speak about that in, you know, one of our later classes. But thank you, definitely.
Okay, and yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for wonderful association. Can you sing Sisi AshTakam for us? Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranam.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Gomataji, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for the very, very ecstatic class. It was such a beautiful Katha session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, Vrindagopika Mataji, you wanted me to sing Jagannath AshTakam? I just sang it in the beginning.
Jagannath AshTakam, please.
Okay. Okay, I'll just sing the first verse again. Kadachit kalinditata vipina sangita taralo Mudabhiri nari vadana kamala swada madhupaha Rama Shambhu Brahma Marapati Ganeshārchita pado Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami bhavatu me. Jagannath Swami ki jai.
One more please, Mataji, one more please.
I'll sing it in another tune. Bhuje savya venum shirashi shikipicham katitate dukulam netrante sahachara kataksham vidhadate sada Srimad Vrindavana vasati leela parichayo Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavato. Jai Jagannath Swami ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam for your association.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for the enlightening class today. And very grateful. We look forward for your association again. If nobody have any questions, can we end this call? If anybody has any questions, please go ahead. Let us play obeisances to all the devotees who attended today. Vancha kalpatarupyascha
Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai. Thank you.